Okay, so before I do any of this, I'm created a art. Well, just breathe a little. Okay. Yesterday, I created an painting that was supposed to be for Andrew's birthday. I painted the Irish flag on the background, and then I put black on top because I knew nothing about the history of Ireland, but it's pretty gruesome. And it was pretty sad and scary. I've been so focused on the kids in America, so focused on the kids in America's story that I didn't really research the best that I should. Um, but I saw just this bloody chapter in the story that I wanted to rewrite. So I took the colors of the flag and I put the black on top of it in order for me to see past um, the I don't know. I'm just basically creating like a path through the land so I can see the history a little bit better. And I put this red in the middle. I put it in the middle of my poem and I just slapped it there because I was channeling the big payback from James Brown while I was doing it. If you guys saw it yesterday, but I was channeling James Brown because it's like sending uncle to go over there and talk and be like, "Oh, where is this person that did this, this, and this?" We tell him we looking for him. You don't gotta say nothing else. Tell him we looking for him. And on top of it, I put like this simple, not generic Irish. I don't want to say jig song, but it's just I didn't want to use any of um, his music because I wanted it to be the art to make a statement without the music being overpowering of the art. But I wanted a very generic jig in the background because I wanted to show people that some of the footsteps in the dances are about wading over water, are about overcoming certain situations. Um, and I used it. And I love art because it starts a conversation. Is it respectful? Does it bring up rude feelings inside of you? Is it like I'm pandering to the Irish culture? What are the thoughts that enter your mind when you look at certain paintings? Um, my painting and my art wasn't meant for disrespect. It was more meant as a homage to the culture and an acknowledgement to the bloody history that is the um, destruction of the druids. Just the same thing that was happening to the natives here on our land was happening over there, but because they are a little bit further away, we didn't really acknowledge the brutality and the brutal history that is Ireland. Um, was and now that we have this sort of balance and bridge coming back as a culture, uh, as a bridge between cultures, we're learning more of this history, but we're also seeing this like stone of um, awareness and foreshadowing the big payback, the big comeback. Um, that I believe this revolution that's sparked by music, that's sparked by um, uh, revolutionaries, that's sparked by art, that's sparked by. So this is why you see a lot of the grayish tones within the painting. You see a lot of like dark charcoal gray in there. Is giving the land a little bit of coal in order to ignite this flame, not uh, take over Irish pride, but more lend it some ashes from all the times that I've died. I mainly give the ashes to my land, for this land, because it was so burnt and broken, the soul of the kids. But I didn't realize, you go around the world, there's hidden stories all of genocide all over. They're hidden, you know. You go to the Philippines, you go, like, I had a lot of communication from the Philippines yesterday, which is so strange, but there's some sort of connection between Philippine Islands and Ireland. And I don't know the correlation, but I'm channeling all of this energy, and I'm seeing so much like hidden activity behind the scenes, 639 hidden activities, and it really showed the importance of how art is supposed to not be this perfect thing that we spend hours, you know, updating and getting his eye perfect, getting this perfect. But it was a way as a self to express what's going on in hidden realities. So um I made it specifically because um it, Andrew's birthday, and I wanted an art piece to reflect it, and the importance of grounding external cultures within our own culture, because I believe that America still is this womb and nest and birthplace for a lot of children. I know that your father's land, are all over, but I believe that this nest is the mother's land. It was where I originally landed long time ago, and I said this will be the last land that I conform back into magic territory. So, if you guys thought that I was foreshadowing something or blah blah blah, no. It's ripping apart the flag and what's beneath it and finding bodies buried beneath flags. So, I think I'm gonna go on a flag uncovering, because underneath each color of the flag, that's where they hid their secrets, and that's where they hid their um, bodies. So I'm digging through the Irish flag, and I'm pulling up bones after bones after bones after bones and resurrecting a lot of energy. So if you're in Ireland and you see some strange mythical creature coming up, or, you know, um, if you see that kind of energy around, just greet it with kindness and respect, because they were there originally, but some sort of person went in and dismantled and decreed that it was just horrible. The whole background of the flag and looking beneath the color wheel, and I'm finding fairy wars and elf wars. I'm finding wars with the trees on the land. I'm digging into the wars and putting a stop to it. So if you see in the middle, there's a big red mark. That's more of a like ass whooping to the past. So yeah, I had to explain that from my perspective of what I believe that my art was. And I didn't mean for anyone to think of it as a bad omen or some disrespectful thing. It's not a bad omen, it's more of a payback energy that needed to be communicated uh, artfully. Most people don't even go on my page and look at my art because they're like, "Hey, it's pretty like child like play." Um, it's not all put together. It's just very color coordinated and just wanting to reveal secrets within um, that are hidden in history. And most of the flags carry a lot of blood. And in order for me to channel that energy, I need to see what's beneath the flag. So I didn't want anyone to think that I was being disrespectful to Irish culture. I would like to let you know that I planted a tree there a long time ago that was supposed to breed shelter and provide an antenna for the children to speak and communicate back to me um, long ago. But I think people just forgot about the tree, and then I didn't have connection. Every plot of land I would go to, I would plant a tree or name a tree that would be the main communicator for that area. But I think people have forgotten about it. So I didn't see any messages left at the tree, or I saw a couple fairy altars that were actually being upkept since like the 1600s. Uh, but I didn't see anyone leaving any notes under the tree or anything. 1212. So yeah, if you wanted to know a little bit of that piece, then that's the communication. Today's been a really like blah day, very blah. After such an intense dream, to have a blah day. Also, yesterday someone left a gift at my door and said Merry Christmas because it's my Christmas time. Everyone's Christmas is actually this time. Um, and I thought that was very sweet, but I don't know who it was from. So, mm, yeah. Yeah.
Ah, yes. What a lovely day to go for an adventure outside. But everyone's already packing up. I said that everyone's packing up as in leaving. Oh, man, why do people never listen to me? Wait up, guys. You forgot the toilet paper.
Yeah.
Oh, keep calm. Maybe they left your stuff behind. Did you pack for emergencies? Pesky bugs. You got anything to take care of those bug bites? Oh, wow. An extractor. Seems pretty quick and painless. And you can use it all over
Yeah.
yourself.
And I think I'm gonna do the same thing with like America's flag,
Hold on. I think you're only supposed to use it as
but I
directed.
want
Well, it works.
Ireland to be the first
Are you
one.
gonna share some of that candy? Second
So I
thought.
saw a lot of stuff that probably people thought
What are you doing to that
they
chair?
didn't want me to see
Oh,
or anyone else to see, but I channeled it and I had dreams about it. I went back to school in this dream last night And I was always nervous. I was failing my science class.
Yeah,
Like
I'm just
every
not
time I
sure
went to
how stuff
school, I was
just
failing my
because it
science
does.
class.
Remember, kids, you should probably
And
let
then I
go
was
of those
sitting in there
thoughts
and
and
I
just
could never
focus
find
on
my
the
science
future.
class. Last night was the first time I found my science
Let me
class.
check that bag for you.
And I didn't even bother talking to the teacher in my dream. I didn't even bother. And I was like, I already know I'm failing this class because I was like, I hate
Wow,
science.
that's even
I
better.
hate
A whole bed.
the fact
Well,
that they
one thing
set
is still up in the air.
our imagination to hear that we can't go above it, you know? And just digging through the flag of Ireland just reminded me a lot of my own childhood. Like, very what's underneath the secrets that everyone is keeping in the household. And um, I don't know, channeling that energy kind of was very difficult in a way, emotionally, because I'm over here fighting in a war, and spiritually, but so are many other countries. Um, so we need to figure out a unity, like how we can find unity within um, the cultures and realize you all came from one seed. You know, you may be a tribe of Levi or Judah or Simeon, or you might be,
That's the babies.
yeah, you
The
might be
babies.
in a different tribe, but you all have the same mother. I was hoping that there would be this resurgence of femininity this spring. Like, this feminine energy just comes and wraps its arms around us as a collective, and kind of heals those wounds that you've already healed yourself, but puts a little neosporin and kisses the boo boo, and um, gives you a sense of hope and pride, not just for your country of origin, but for the human race as a collective. Um, I just hope that you know that the distance never made a difference to me. You know, I've swam a lake of fire, and I'd walk across the floor of any sea. You know, so I just wanted you to know that, guys, that your culture and your pride for your culture, make sure that you look past that pride and figure out there is a root to the problem, and dismantle that seed. And um, just know, if anyone ever tries that kind of stuff again, you have the right to fight back. You have the right to start a revolution within your own heart, and that will bleed over into our realm. Um, so never be afraid. Not just that, don't be afraid of death, but don't be afraid of that boundary that science has set, and that history has set a boundary that you can only think this big. But open that box and realize that Schrodinger's cat was a magician, and it disappeared in the box. Where did it go? It opened up a fucking wormhole. It's meowing somewhere. Fucking Schrodinger. Fucking cat. But just know that black matter was in that box with that cat, and black matter swallowed that cat whole, and it fell through the earth and landed on its feet. I'm the cat, and I don't belong to Schrodinger. I belong to some ancient civilization somewhere. Somewhere. Anyway, I had to explain that because I felt like I don't have anyone to talk to for a long period of time and they actually listen, but you. If you see my eyes right now, they're red. In my eyes, they're red. And I'm wearing black. So I'm in a very devilish energy that's, yeah, that's it. So if you have time to be on TikTok, checking out my art, that explains it. And it wasn't meant as a disrespect to the culture. It was meant to bring up the old issues and let them resurface. Take the blood from that pen from the past and rewrite a new history to her story. And 2112 and more of a gift to reannounce the history that was underground that will now be able to resurface from underground. That's all I got.